Ladies, gentlemen, and pals of all ages, one of the main pillars of this game is your base. Building bases both in terms of their aesthetics as well as just maximizing efficiency so you can get tons of resources produced and then taken care of in the easiest way possible. We've talked about bases quite a bit on this channel so far, but it's one of those topics with just such a crazy amount of depth and nuance that there is always more to say. And so today I'm going to go over a bunch of tips and other useful information about your base and how to get the most out of it. First things first, as it affects all base related stuff, really, I usually just recommend people use salads for base worker food choice because they are incredibly cheap to produce and maintain, and they get the job done for the most part when it comes to base work. But especially after 1.0, it's really not hard to mass produce mozzarella meat, either by just running expeditions that have it as a reward option and doing them with maxed out percentages, or if you have the legendary game hunter merchant captured in your base and set up, who can then sell you meat in exchange for gold. Mozzarella meat is the only obscure material needed for mozzarella hamburgers, which are the real top tier worker food, as they also boost work speed like salads do, but on top of that they reduce sanity drain by 25% for a smoother running base with a relatively low cost to create, as well as just lasting a little bit longer before the pals need to eat again, so you don't have to produce quite as many of these as you do salads to keep up with general pal hunger needs. If you are at a progress point where mozzarella meat is easy for you to generate, then mozzarella hamburgers are your ideal base worker food for sure. On a somewhat related note, I mentioned having merchants set up at your base so that you can use them permanently. One way to do this that's quite effective is to put them in a viewing cage so they don't take up a base slot, like take up one of your worker slots. But the awkward part is that they don't always stand in like interactable positions where you can actually talk to them. The easiest way to fix this is to just very simply put yourself inside of the viewing cage. The simple solution for this is with pillars. Just build a pillar right up against the edge of the viewing cage, jump on the pillar, move around so that your back is to the viewing cage, jump off of the pillar into the viewing cage, and then clip through to talk to the NPCs. And then to leave afterwards, what you need to do is simply jump back onto the pillar and then walk back out, leave. Very simple, nice, easy, just do this whenever you want. Next up, a really underutilized part of efficiency boosting in your base is the PAL Labor Research Lab. This is something that you should just have running constantly in the background of your bases until you've filled out each tree, because every upgrade from these is relevant in some way, shape, or form to your journey and making various functions of your base more effective. This here is the full list of unlocked effects from a completely finished up research tree, and you can see it has massive effects on various different parts of the game, as well as being the unlock condition for a bunch of the buildings in the other category when making items that boost the efficiency of various kinds of base work as well, even more directly. The research completions do anything from affecting egg incubation speed to like bonus rewards from expeditions, and just spreads out to a very wide net of upgrades to your bases as a whole. Those things covered, then let's talk about your base itself, like the physical structure of your base and some extra tips